Here we have CPM Calculus Chapter 2, number 37. So here we're asked to calculate the value of the given sum and explain how we found our answers. So we know that if we plug this in, we start at p equals 1 and we stop at p equals 80 and add every term. So let's start by looking at the first few terms, cosine, fix that, cosine, so if we plug in 1 there, we get just pi over 2, so we have 1 pi over 2. We add it to the next term, which is going to be cosine. We now plug in 2, so 2 pi over 2, plus cosine, p is now 3 pi over 2, and p is 4, and then p is 5, and p is 6, p is 7, and we do this 80 times. Oops, this is 8. We keep going, so that's 8 terms. We have to do it over and over and over until our very last term is going to be cosine 80 pi over 2. So that would take a lot of time. One way we could do this is just use our calculators, summation, our calculator summation calculation, and we'll get the answer right away. But we can also look for a pattern here. If we just plug in cosine of 1 pi over 2 in our calculator, this is going to just equal to 0. Cosine of 2 pi over 2 is equal to negative 1. Cosine 3 pi over 2 is equal to 0. Cosine 4 pi over 2 is equal to 1. Cosine 5 pi over 2 is 0. Cosine 6 pi over 2 is negative 1. Cosine 7 pi over 2 is 0. Cosine 8 pi over 2 is 1. So we're going to keep doing that. We get cosine 80 pi over 2 is equal to 1. Now I kind of wrote it like this so you can see a pattern pretty easily, but basically it's going to go 0, negative 1, 0, 1. 0, negative 1, 0, 1. 0, negative 1, 0, 1. So it's going to be 0 plus negative 1 plus 0 plus 1 plus 0 plus negative 1 plus 0 plus 1 plus 0 plus negative 1 plus 0 plus 1 plus all the way until we get our last plus 1. Now if you can just add up each row, 0 plus negative 1 plus 0 plus 1 is just 0. If we add 0 80 times, or I guess here it would be 20 times, we still get 0. So we can look at the patterns and find out that when we add all these up, this summation is equal to 0. And we found our answer by either putting in our calculator or looking at the pattern. And when we see this pattern, we know it's equal to 0. And if you're not allowed to use a calculator, you should definitely look for patterns. So this is number 37 in Chapter 2 of CPM Calculus.